presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
So we're ready to get the round going here at Chambers Bay, and we'll begin, Frank, at the first with a par 4.
496 yards, obviously that'll stretch anybody out there. That bunker down the right is very much in play. The fairway does narrow out too, just short of that. So this really is going to require one of your best tee shots. Semi-blind second shot, a relatively big green.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay. And Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance too to get off to a good start. Ah, nice.
Looks good. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Second shot. Not a problem there, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. 2 under on the day. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards.
Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Knocks it up on the green. It is about 28 feet away from the hole. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. That's good work right there. Just a tap in.
It's no snack, though.
Didn't quite have the break on that medium length putt right there. This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Well, Frank, here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. The hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway, that is, by bunkers left and right. And those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Oh, wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. This is a good-looking shot. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Nice par to remain 1 under. Ready to tee off here at the sixth. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunkers, well, there's no trees here, really. That little green strip, that runway down there, another hole that bends to the right, but find the fairway. The fairway's wide enough. You've got a pretty good idea exactly where you want to go. And once again, this is one of the shorter par fours. So good drive here, just a short iron in.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. And you can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realise that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Second from an excellent lie. So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. And that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. But he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. So a drop shot. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello playing Chambers Bay out in the state of Washington in the great northwest of the United States. Frank, let's take a closer look now at the 10th hole.
Well, you can see where you've got to go by virtue of the dunes left and right. This is one of the few greens that is well bunkered around, so you can see it short right, short left, and there's another little bunker just on the left side. So it's a tricky little second shot coming in here.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. All in all, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
Clip that one perfectly, and it spins in there inside of 5 feet. Just a gorgeous shot. This for birdie. Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making every day.
Yeah, and the result, yet another birdie too. Totally in command.
Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
It looks straightforward. You'll see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
Excellent looking shot here. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Ready for his third shot, needs to hit this close. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. 21 feet from pay dirt. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, you can't make them all. You'd like to, but you can't. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th, Frank, seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Now it's that sneaky distance.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So maybe just a tough putt to read, Frank.
Well, I think you're kind there, Rich. 2 feet from that distance. That's the scoring zone.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting. I'm loving that balance.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
I like the looks of this one. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Settles in over the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 11th hole seems to have shaken his confidence. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Good-looking shot right here. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
This is an awkward length.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Did the job right there. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. One of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15. It's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first. Once again, you'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Pretty close. They'll be looking at about 15 feet for birdie. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's no snack though.
Didn't quite have the break on that medium length putt right there. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank, what do you think the designer Robert Trent Jones II and his team saw when they first came out to this site right along the Puget Sound?
I'd like to think they saw what is we know now as Chambers Bay, but I imagine it would be a very difficult process, like all the other Great Links golf courses. You're trying to somehow extract a championship golf course, a test for every level of play, a walking golf course. That's going to be fun at some levels and very testing at the highest level. He's managed to achieve all of that.
So many bold landforms, as they say, and those landforms were really just shaped by the wind and the weather coming off the Puget Sound.
Yeah, which really is the definition of a true links. True links is wasteland, which is around the coastal land that can't really be used for anything else. And also the natural erosion. I mean, that's where some of these courses just develop. But these holes will change over the next 50, 100 years, purely by the nature of its location.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, we've called golf all around the world, but never at a golf course quite like this.
Rich, we've picked a perfect day. It's usually here about 64 people running around, battling it out for domination.
Frank, no leisurely stroll from the clubhouse to the first tee. Like most golf courses, here we go from an aircraft carrier on the first tee.
Yeah, it's a scary little sight trying to take off there on that opening tee shot. Green situated on a little island, 186 yards though. That's what we've been radioed in, the yardage today.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Challenging shot now from 180 yards. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. It was such a short putt. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Drops it, and he's at even par. Now to the second hole, Frank, and just a look here. This green is clearly very heavily guarded.
Yeah, you notice that guard shack on the right there. Well, you better keep your head down because we're not sure whether or not that guard shack is actually empty.
Be a dangerous shot here at the second.
And left, trees, a little bit of sand. There is the bridge as well. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's a nice approach shot. It's about 15 feet away, and a good chance for a birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart.
Even par currently.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Even par early on. Frank, this is a golf course that takes every bit of modern equipment, telecommunications, hardware to get the job done. Woods, irons, hybrids. I'll tell you this, a little Kevlar wouldn't hurt either.
Yeah, if you don't have that there today, you'll catch some flack.
Frank, this golf course is surrounded by water, just a few tiny islands strung together to create these 18 super cool looking par threes.
Yes, Rich, and with all that water comes a lot of lost balls. When this base was still active, many of the soldiers would play the course in the tee box. They'd just get backed up really quickly. It was so bad that they created a local rule for balls in the water. So if you hit your ball in the water, you do what they've always done. You just drop one up next to the green and you take a stroke penalty. Pretty good rule.
Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
That ball is lost in the water. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
He'll need to be strong with this. This is a 13-footer. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
1 over for the day. Locked in on the read and the speed. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank surveying this hole. It appears as though your normal laser or rangefinder won't be good enough.
Well, we could always radio in the yardage there, but the radio tower, personally, I prefer sonar.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Putt for par. Needs one.
Great sense of speed in that. We know you can make those, but that one right in the middle. Second shot.
Bottom of the barrel, and now to 2 under. Frank, you and I have called golf from around the world. Places like, well, the hot air balloon in the Grand Canyon comes to mind. This has been a rather unusual spot as well.
It is. I thought we'd be safe up here in the observation tower, Rich, but I don't know, with that boat coming in, or should I say the destroyer, I don't exactly feel safe right now, but we'll batten down the hatches as we watch the tee shot at the 5th.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That will be a great look at birdie. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
And getting ready for the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
This from 7 feet. -3 now for the round. In for bogey, now sitting at 2 over for the round. Now up to the 6th tee, we're back against that destroyer. Frank, you need to take it over that small island?
Yeah, once again, you're going to have to pick a very good target in the distance. Now, we know the shared greens at St. Andrews. Well, this is actually a shared green just cut by that little sand path that goes through the middle. This green is shared with the 8th, but still, this is a long par 3, and for some people out there, it'll be a case of ready, aim, and driver. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. He needs this for par. 3 under on the day. Now on to the 7th, and Frank, this is, to say the least, a dangerous hole.
You've got to hit it across that retaining wall, or that protective barrier to stop the sand and the enemy coming in. Really, the green sets up nicely for the tee shot, but be wary. There might just be a minefield out there.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but that is going to hurt the cause.
Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Now to the 8th hole, Frank, you really just need to follow the trail down to the green here at Paracel Storm.
Barracks are probably the biggest problem in front of you. They're just short and left of this par 3 green. For the very observant, though, they'll notice a little one-on-one, perhaps a little basketball court just along the left side.
A little three-point shooting contest, you and I later on?
This is a par 3.
Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Just a beautiful roll there.
Oh, that's like stealing.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank finishing up now the front side in what so far has been a pretty heroic mission.
There is a green down this end there, but you miss it on the right. There's the trenches, and of course, even further right, there's that seawall that provides a fortress for the beach on that right side. But the green, fortunately, inland and away from the trouble. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, what's ahead after missing the par 3 here?
Well, a tricky little shot coming up, but really, this is a difficult par 3. So if you can get this up and down, it still won't be a lost cause.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Settles in over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And setting up here in the rough. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So a tester from 4 feet. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt. It's the start of the back 9 mission. Rich Lerner for EA Sports, along with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us a little bit about the 10th.
A very civilized par 3, Rich. This is the more populated part of the island. Just over 150 yards, which makes it reachable for anybody. Just a short iron coming in. You're going to need a short iron too, because that flag today on the left, tucked behind those palm trees, well away from the beach.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. There's no snack, though.
Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
He has a birdie opportunity here. In for par. The 11th hole here at Paracel Storm, now a military playground. Frank, certainly the players are thankful, having traded the guns for golf clubs. Good time out there so far.
A little bit of an obstacle course, though, here at 11. You can see the weather vanes that adorn the right side of this hole. Tee shot has to be played across that seawall. So, once again, all carry. And let's see if he can land softly on the other side.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.